You need to care about what you're thinking, and here's why. I'm sure you've heard cliches like think positive or be careful what you wish for. Though they may be overused, there is value behind these expressions if you understand the scientific evidence that supports them. Here are 4 neuroscience facts that will help put these sayings into perspective. By the end of this video, you'll understand why it's important to care what you think and talk about. Number 1. Up to 95% of our thoughts are repeated from day to day. Studies have shown that of our 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day, a whopping 80 to 95% are repeated from the day before. Basically, if you're thinking it today, you probably thought it yesterday, and you'll likely think about it tomorrow. Number 2, 95% of our thoughts are made unconsciously. You may have heard that we only use 10% of our brain. That's a myth. Neuroscience research shows that the brain is always active and firing, even when you're asleep. That being said, even though it's always on, 95% of our thinking is unconscious. This means, on average, only 5% of our decision-making is conscious. Number 3. When your brain finds a pattern, like the connection between an action and the release of dopamine, it stores that information in the part of the brain called the basal ganglia. The basal ganglia is also where we develop emotions and memories, but it is not where conscious decisions are made. This explains why habits are so hard to break. They come from a region of the brain that is out of our conscious control. This is why we often do things without thinking about them. Number 4, we can change our neural pathways. Our brains are neuroplastic. This term refers to the idea that our brains have the ability to change and adapt, reorganize, and grow new neural pathways. So now we know most of our daily thoughts are repetitive. Only about 5 of our decision-making is conscious. Many of our habits go unnoticed because they are stored in the unconscious part of our brains. But our brains are neuroplastic, so we have the ability to rebuild or make new neural pathways. Let's talk about how this information can be practically applied. If I notice I get anxious when my significant other can't answer their phone, I can decide to rewire my brain's response to this experience. Here's how I would do that. First, I would catch myself in the act. I would notice the anxious feeling. When I notice it, I can find ways to ease this anxiety. Everyone responds differently, but here are some things that might help. Remind yourself of where they are and that they will call you later. Shoot them a text asking them to get back to you when they can. Call someone else instead. This can help take your mind off of it as long as you are not talking about the problem. Move your body. Turn on some music and dance. Shake your body somatically or do some deep breathing. All of these things can help create a different chemical response to the situation. Though it may take time, your brain will rewire its response to this experience, and this trigger will diminish. I hope this information was helpful. Thanks for watching.